at the live city in Footscray and I'm with Andrew Howard from R&F Property. Thanks for joining me, Andrew.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming down.
We're here to talk about Footscray as a whole, as well as this beautiful project which lies in the heart of Footscray. Andrew, Footscray, if you go back a few years, it's notorious. It is notorious for the name Footscray. But what I want to talk about is the present and the future of Footscray, because there's so much to look forward to. In fact, there's over $30 billion of investments going in from the government, and when that kind of money is going in, you know that something's going to happen.
Definitely.
Can you please walk us through what is planned up in terms of this huge investment which is coming up?
Well, we've got a number of options around to talk about. Obviously, there's the infrastructure throughout Melbourne itself, which is the Melbourne Metro Rail, which is $25 billion, completion to 2026. The Westgate Tunnel project, which is 6.7. One of the biggest and most relevant ones to us here is probably about 500 metres away. We have the new Footscray Hospital, which will be $1.5 billion. That will be home to a lot more beds that we have offer at the Western. And we'll create a big hub for jobs here as well. On top of that, we've got the suburban rail loop, which is $50 billion. That's a little bit further down the track, completion 2050.
Right.
So, talking about Footscray, it's where it's come from. It was very much undervalued for quite some time, but given the location of the CBD, the access through the public transport, bike routes, parks, gardens, a lot of accessible hotels and cafes and restaurants. The place has become, I think it was in the Time Out magazine, the 13th coolest suburb in the world.
Fantastic. And we are looking at only 4.5 kilometers from the city. And also I just realized that Footscray is among the top 5 employment hubs in Victoria.
Correct.
What do you have to say? Why do you think, what is driving this employment?
There's a lot of shopping strips.
Right.
So that's been driving a lot in the past. We've got Victoria Uni, which is literally 500 metres down the road. We've got the Western, we've got the new hospital coming. So I think the government sees an opportunity here for growth, and they're putting more of those kind of businesses and moving forward that way.
Sure. What's the rental? That's another concern most investors would have in terms of the rentability of the apartments. How has it been so far?
Since we've completed Live City, we've been very happy with the way it's leased out.
Yeah.
We've had some leasing in a matter of days. We've had some leasing taking a little bit longer, around the 4 weeks. On average, it's safe to say that you could average around a 2-week letting time.
That's very good. And let's talk about the project. I know it has a historical bit of it in terms of the site. It's a huge site. What was it before? And if you can walk us through a bit of history, I'm sure that will be quite interesting.
Yeah, definitely. So the site itself is 33,000 square metres, so it's a big site. Live City is obviously our first stage over 4 stages. There's going to be 10,000 square metres of commercial space throughout the building, with restaurants, cafes, supermarket, gyms, etc., etc. And this will all be pretty much surrounded by the old heritage Kinnears Rope Factory.
Right.
So the Kinnears Rope Factory has been here, and when you talk to people in the area, everybody knows about the Kinnears site on Ballarat Road. So there'll be the surrounding walls of the Kinnears Rope Factory will remain, and it has some really fantastic old heritage laneways. We'll see if we can get a quick glimpse of one of them as well. And the restaurants and bars actually come off, so it will actually feel like that very Melbourne laneway feel, walking through, getting a drink here, a cup of coffee there, so it's going to be really exciting.
Fantastic. I know it's a staged approach which the developer is taking towards it. I know the stage 1 is already done. If you can walk us through what are the next stages coming up and how this whole development will look like in the next 5 years.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the whole master plan will be finished in probably 7 to 10.
Right.
Obviously, other factors prevailing. Stage 1 is obviously complete, and we're currently selling that, getting quickly. Stage 2 will be launching next year, probably around March. We'll be doing an EOI campaign from then, soft launch, and then we'll go to market after that.
Fantastic. And we're looking at 1 bedroom starting from
around 350.
right. Okay. There's nowhere else you can buy it for 350 these days.
No, there's 1 bedrooms. 1 bedrooms has been the best leasing in here. They've been flying off the shelf too. So if you're an investor,
Yeah.
I'd snap up the 1 bedrooms.
Yeah. And the 2 bedrooms are starting from about
2 bedrooms are starting from. We've got really good 2 bed, 1 bath, huge balcony for around just under 500,000.
ah,
So they're quality apartments with big balconies, 21 square meter balconies. You can have your whole barbecue and outdoor sitting out there. It's fantastic.
There you go. Footscray, Live City. Please get in touch with us if you have any questions at all.